In this video, we're going to look in depth at this call function here, which is one of the optional steps in creating a campaign. So what I'm talking about is when you're building a campaign, and we've got one here for this lesson called learning the call function, and I'm going to add an event. One of the steps we can do is a call. Not to be confused with manual call. This manual call is covered in another video called manual actions. This is an automated call. And what this function does is it rings you in order to connect you with the lead. So it automatically dials your number whenever this automation step arrives and says to you whatever you want it to say, and then you just click a button and it will connect you or your team member directly with the contact. And this is how this works. We add the step and there's a few settings. There's call whisper, the timeout, the disable, detect, and custom time. So the timeout is an optional step. We're not going to cover that here. You can leave that blank. What I will talk about is the other three areas here. So the call whisper is literally what your system will say to you when you pick up your phone, because you'll get a phone call or your team member will get a phone call. This is what it will say. So you can customize this to whatever you like, and you can insert custom placeholders. So let me explain. So you could say, hi there, you've got a new lead, full stop, and then we can actually put the name of the contact. So I go into my merge field and I select full name of the contact, requested, and we're going to demonstrate this. So we're going to use a tricky word and we're going to say requested your lasagna recipe. Because back in the day, many years ago when I was a teenager, I remember then first text to voice came out. We would always try to test words that would really trip up the computer, and we're going to test out this word in this one, your lasagna recipe. And then we're going to say click any, or tap, I suppose now because we're on touch phones, tap any button to connect. Okay, that's what it's going to say. Hi there, you've got a new lead. It'll say the name of the lead so you know who you're calling. Requested your lasagna recipe. We'll see how it comes out with that. Tap any button to connect. Now, the disable voicemail detect setting, basically what this is that your automation platform here has the capability to detect whether or not a real person answers the phone, right? And the way this was built is that if it's not a real person and it's a voice message or something like that, it just will drop out and it won't connect for you. So you'll only ever get through to people who are actually there on the phone. There's a couple of issues with this. One is there is a slight delay as the computer tries to figure out whether or not it's a real person. So it's great that it can do it, but it does take a second or two, which can cause an awkward silence. But second of all, sometimes you want to connect anyway. You might want to leave a voicemail or whatever it says, a voice to text. So you do have the option to turn that off. So if you put this green toggle across, it will connect regardless, and also you will eliminate any sort of delay on connecting with the lead. And then custom time is just like any other campaign step where you can set it to only run at a certain time. So for example, if someone was to arrive at this step in the campaign and it's 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday and you don't want a phone call, this is what you do here. You just set the condition. So you would just say when, and you just say, look, I only want to answer these calls on certain days. Let's say we're going to wait. I'm just going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll leave it running and we'll say, I just want these to occur between 9 a.m. and let's go 11 a.m. Right, so as long as it's within this window, so if it comes in the afternoon, it's going to wait till the next morning. But if it comes in at like 9:15, it will just happen straight away. Okay, and then I can hit save there. So what this step will do is when someone comes to this step, it'll literally dial your phone. This will ring the number that you've got set as your forwarding number in your settings, right? Or if you have numbers set for different users, it will send there. What am I talking about? This area here in your settings, under your phone numbers. So if you have multiple numbers set to different agents, it'll be the one assigned to that user. So in this case, we just have the one. So whatever this forwarding number is, that's where it's going to go. So let's go back to our campaign now. Okay, and we're actually going to test it. So what I will do is I will change the timing of this and I will delete the when. We'll just say turn off the custom time. Okay, so this will just happen immediately. I'm going to turn off voicemail to text, so it will definitely just connect. and we'll leave this text up here. So we're going to hit save. Right, so now what I'm going to do is add myself into this campaign, and so you can just hear in the background what this does. And if you're testing this yourself, you're literally doing the same thing. Just find yourself in here. You might want to use a different phone to what your actual account is connected to, otherwise you'll sort of be ringing yourself. So I'm going to add myself to that campaign, which was learning the call function, and you'll be able to hear here exactly what goes on. So the first thing that's going to happen is that my work phone is going to ring, which is the system telling me about the lead. So let's just wait for that to happen now. Okay, so there's my phone ringing. Now I'm going to put this on speaker for you, but we'll miss the first iteration of the sound. So just bear with me a minute. But it does repeat on loop, so here we go.
Hi there, you've got a new lead. Matt Phillips requested your lasagna recipe. Tap any button to connect.
Okay, so the first thing we notice is that the system did excellent pronunciation of the word lasagna. I'm now going to click any button. And now you can hear my other phone ringing. Okay, so I won't connect because that'll cause all sorts of horrible audio feedback because we're all in the same room. But you get the idea, and you can see there's the outbound call there on the call register, but I didn't actually answer the phone, so it's marked in as red. So that is how you use the call function and exactly what it does.